All right, welcome back to our last segment.
Yep, final segment of the day.
So we were just talking about how to do this kind of segment. We're going to do it relatively quick. This is more just for fun to kind of close out the long one. So we're also going to post each individual segment now. So if you don't want to watch us for 60 minutes straight, you don't have to.
Yeah, you can watch shorter videos now. We're going to start that this week. We're going to work on that.
Yep, social media is going up this week. So
yep.
we to everybody who knew about us from last week, shout out to you because I posted on my story, Insta and Snap once. You did it once. That means you just boom found it that way.
Yeah.
This week is when you're actually going to start to see maybe some TikToks going up. There's going to be some pages being made. I've got to get on that. Shout out to being a student working like 3 jobs and also doing a podcast. So, you know, we're just throwing this in if we ever mess up or
shout
kind
out
of suck at it.
Shout out to the 106 people who viewed that video.
I'll keep it with you. I wasn't expecting 106.
I didn't either.
We have 100 friends, I'd like to think. That like 100 people that would...
I mean, we have...
That are looking out for us.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Like, I walked into work today, you know what made me feel great?
What?
I walked into work today, or as I was walking out, I should say, and my boss, Liam, was like, yo, so the podcast, what's up with that?
Oh, he did? That's what's up.
Okay, that feels great. And he even said you nailed it on the name. So, Champaign Papis, told you that was going to be the brand.
Yes, that's probably going to be the brand.
Not told you, but told you.
Yeah. When we were talking back and forth, we were like, oh, what are you going to do? And we were like, Champaign Papis.
Like, Champaign Papis was the first, like, the number one option from the start,
yes.
but we didn't take it right away because we're like, that's like, we felt like it was lazy because we always come up with something new, but it's new to the world. So,
all right, well, let's start off this little
random
segment.
questions.
All right, so I know we were talking about this the other time, but I want to elaborate this and put it on camera. What is your favorite social media? Top 3. Let's say top 3 social media.
In order? Let's force it to be in order.
Okay, yeah, definitely in order.
Okay, so here's my thing that I'm going to lead off with is that third option's always been pretty weak. So for me, my number one social media in terms of usage, in terms of what I find its value to be, and in terms of like just whatever, Twitter. I think Twitter's goated. I think people who are like, I don't like Twitter, I don't use Twitter that much, they haven't hit that stage where they come back and get addicted to it.
Yes.
I feel like in terms of being able to stay updated, stay entertained, and stay just like in the loop, it's like Twitter's number one. Like the way I used to look at it, so I never had a TikTok for the longest. I was somewhat against TikTok when it was first starting, and then I eventually got one, and I fuck with TikTok. Don't get me wrong, but I always felt like if a TikTok made it to Twitter, then it was good enough. Like if it was a good enough TikTok, I should say the other way. If it's good enough TikTok, it'll make it to Twitter.
Yep.
So I feel like Twitter's just one of those places where all the good shit and all the bad shit come together, and I'm someone who likes to see it all.
Yeah.
So you get the down bad, super horny posts. You get the CNN.
And it'll be like oh, this person liked, and you're like, interesting.
Then you go through the trending, and you know what's happening, and then you follow all the memes, and then all the sayings make sense when you're on Twitter, even though when you like watch it on other apps, you're like, wait, what is this from? But Twitter, you'll go in the comments and find out why.
You always see it ahead of time on Twitter too, than like Instagram, for example.
So I think you put Twitter number 1, right?
Yeah.
So we're both big Twitter guys. Like we said, sometimes we'll have takes where they just make sense, and we're not going to go against each other.
So I think, So I guess I was gonna wait until you say your top 3 for me to say my.
Well, I just want to get the way because we can easily just.
So yeah,
cover Twitter
for me, Twitter's number 1 too because like exact same reason. Like I wake up like you know how like old like adults back in the day would like wake up and read the newspaper. For me, that's Twitter. Like I wake up, I'm on Twitter, just scrolling through tweets, going through the trending. I do tweet a little bit myself every day.
Yeah, you do. You do. You've tweeted a lot more recently than you have.
A lot more recently. Yeah, like in these past like maybe like few months. Perhaps, yeah. Something about that makes me do a lot. No, but I just like Twitter in general. Like I just like it's great. But I think a lot of people don't like it because you have to go through that. Like when I first made my Twitter, like I was on it maybe for like a week. I deleted it. I stopped using it.
Yeah.
Came back like a few months later. And this shit was like the best fucking thing on the planet. So it takes a little while too. So like just like when you first start TikTok, you gotta like create your For You page. It takes a little while to like create your feed and like.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say about Twitter is that I treated it for like some people just follow so many dumb pages that they don't like it. It's like how I used to treat Facebook. I had so many dumb pages I couldn't be on it anymore. I cleaned out my Facebook. It's back up there. It's not in my top 3.
I use my Facebook.
But another reason why I like Twitter is it's the only app you can see through all the content without. Having to like worry about sound, worry about it taking over your aux. Like if you try to play music then open TikTok, guess what? Fuck your music.
Yep.
I listen to a lot of music, so it's like I want to just be entertained while I'm listening to my Dirk, listening to my Drake, you know. But yeah, my number 2 then, because we talked a lot about Twitter actually. My number 2 would be Snapchat. I just like it for the day-to-day purpose of it. Like I feel like every other social media, it's like Twitter, you can kind of get away with it. Like you said, you can just kind of throw out posts here and there. But like with TikTok, you got to like plan your post if you want to do it right. Instagram, it's like you're really only posting moments, like bigger moments. So it's like Snapchat. I like Snapchat a lot. I treat Snapchat with more regard than a lot of other people. A lot of people just throw like their shit posts on Snapchat.
Well, I was gonna say that too. Like I think you utilize Snapchat the most. I don't want to say like I don't know exactly how to say it, but you use it. Well, first of all, the most and more people than I do know, but also like you like actually make it like entertaining.
Yeah, so it hurts me because a lot of people have told me to make TikToks because you can actually become rich and famous off TikToks. You can't on Snapchat. You can only show it to the people you know. I'm not making a public profile. Yeah. I'd rather just make TikToks. So yeah, I have my normal story, which I always try to be entertaining. Whenever it involves something that might be not safe for work, let's say, that goes on the private story, which I always have a funny name for. Yeah. And then I have a cooking story, which is where I post either what I make or what I eat. I just did that hot chip challenge.
Oh yeah, you did.
We'll post that on the internet because that was actually pretty funny. That was brutal. And then I had hot sauce after my stomach was hurting all day.
I was gonna say that sounded bad.
So when it comes to Snapchat, and I also like to a lot of people that I talk to, it's like we don't text as much. We more just send snaps throughout the day.
Exactly.
I've been getting more into texting recently because I've always liked texting, but no one else has. So it's like whatever.
Fair. I think it's more like another. I feel like that's very common in our generation. It's part of like the maturing adulting.
I've gotten to the point with one of my friends, Anna. Mm-hmm. We don't even like texting each other. It's like if we want something from each other, it's a FaceTime. Yeah. It's like, yo, what are you doing? Boom, FaceTime. Do. Yeah.
Fair.
So it's like,
but see, like that's the one thing I don't like is like you have to know who you can FaceTime on. Like
no, that's
like,
true.
Like you,
Gibby will never pick up a FaceTime.
Oh, Gibby always like whenever.
Maybe from us.
Yeah, but from us.
I'm saying like if you try to FaceTime Gibby out the blue,
you can't FaceTime me unless like you're somebody I like unless it's you, like my roommate, or just like people like.
Unless it's some crazy fucking news, if you're gonna FaceTime me, just send me a heads up text. I'm cool with FaceTiming to be like, hey, can you FaceTime? Don't just like if I see and you haven't texted me and you FaceTime me, I'm.
Yeah, like I'm gonna wait for it to ring out and then I'm gonna be like, yo, what's up?
Yeah,
like
because most of the time I'm doing something.
Yeah,
I'm in class, I'm at work, I'm doing this. Like if I got a FaceTime from Adrian while we were here. He tried. Oh, by the way, during this podcast, Adrian offered me Terry McLaurin for Aaron Jones straight up.
No.
And then he just added Damian Harris, but still no.
No, I mean he actually just he Snapchatted me too. I haven't replied to him yet because I'm doing this podcast. So I'll probably get to him later. See what he says. But all right, third.
For a while it was just Instagram by default, but I really don't like Instagram too much. You have Instagram page that you use for your fitness and all that type of stuff, so you actually utilize it. I never have. I tried having a Finsta in a way. Like I didn't like the idea of a Finsta, but just like a private Insta. But I would actually give it now, as much as it pains me to say, to TikTok. Like when I go to bed at night. So here's my thing: is I don't use TikTok throughout the day. So motherfuckers who are like, oh, I don't do so much shit because TikTok just like eats my day away. I'm like, I don't open TikTok until I'm laying in bed.
Agreed.
Like that's when it's TikTok time. Sometimes I might stay up too late because of TikTok.
Yeah,
but I will never like, oh, I didn't do my homework because of TikTok. It's like, no.
Yeah, like throughout the day you won't see throughout the day I'm just gonna go about my day, do schoolwork, obviously just get food.
Maybe if I have like an hour of downtime where I'm laying on the couch, I'll go see if I got any messages.
Yeah, but for the most part, 90% of my TikTok usage as well is like when I'm laying in bed.
Yeah, like that takes number 3 for me.
I'm just laying in bed. Let me scroll through TikTok real quick. Okay, fair.
So that's my top 3.
For me, obviously, I already talked about Twitter. Twitter is number 1 by far. Like I think that's the easiest, like undisputed Twitter for us is goated. Now I don't consider, even though I guess it is considered a social media, YouTube. Like I watch a lot of YouTube, but I'm not gonna include it in my top 3 because I feel like for me that's just more. It's like what for like Netflix, you know. It's like for me, YouTube is like Netflix. I just watch it. I watch a bunch of videos on it.
I would say YouTube's closer to TikTok.
Well, I don't know. I don't consider it as like a social media.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying technically it is.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like technically it is, but I'm not
using it in all my advertising classes.
Yeah. So besides that, I think number 2 for me would probably also be Snapchat. Not that I post as much. Like I don't post much on Snapchat. Maybe every here and there on the private, but. It is a main mode of communication with a lot of people.
Yeah, it's just
like a lot of friends. Yeah, like for example, like throughout the day, like I Snapchatted you earlier when I got Blaze Pizza. Like I was just like I just fucking destroyed this pizza, like shit like that. And then third, damn. So we probably do have the same. I guess if I had to, if YouTube was a social media, YouTube would be number 2.
Okay, so yours would be YouTube
and then Snapchat. But TikTok is right there as well. Like TikTok is either number 3 if you don't include YouTube. If you include YouTube, it's number 4. Like I use TikTok all the time too before I go to bed. Like I'll be watching YouTube videos, and if the YouTube video is just like there, like kind of as background noise, I'll be on TikTok just scrolling, watching this, sending videos, like sharing videos with my friends. And then obviously I know you touched on it a little bit. I do have a fitness page for Instagram, but I normally just use it to kind of like track my progress. So like, all right, here I upload these videos. I have a few friends who also have fitness pages, and so like we just like motivate each other, like each other's shit. But besides that, I just post it there. I don't really. I mean, I guess I do use it because I post that. but it's just there. Like TikTok, Instagram is just kind of there by default. But I wouldn't say it's like my favorite app. It's just
okay. So here's my problem with TikTok is that it's like
TikTok or Instagram.
Oh my bad, no TikTok. I was gonna somewhat break.
Okay, talk about TikTok.
Because it's the same thing for Instagram, where it's like they're good apps in the sense of what they serve their purpose, but it's like they were so overhyped, and I understand it's because of like the economic upgrade. Like it applies for Instagram. What I was gonna say for TikTok, so don't worry. It's like they're great apps, but I don't want to get too into it because the people who are actually into it are so crazy about it. Like when someone's like, "Oh, I'm into TikTok," like I can't say that because I'm not one of those. Like, do I like TikTok? Sure, it's a good app. Like, would I recommend having one? Yeah. Do you need to abuse it and use it every day? No, you could just use it when you want to.
Exactly. So I agree with the thing. For that same reason, the thing I don't really like about Instagram is to become very like influencer heavy. So like I don't know, people would just post like, for example, like obviously you can have like Instagram models or you can have like fitness dudes. Obviously, I use Instagram for a lot of sports, like a lot of like ESPN posts, like Bleacher Report, Overtime. They all post a shit ton of like highlights and shit. So I just like going through there, seeing like highlights really quickly. But most of the time, I see it on Twitter first. Twitter's goated.
Yeah, I mean, I love Twitter.
I do too.
It's undefeated.
Undefeated. If you don't like Twitter,
you suck. You suck. But follow us on Twitter and follow us on Instagram and follow us on TikTok. I'm not making a Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not making a Snapchat.
I have a Facebook, but like I haven't. I deleted the app like 6 years ago. Like
I'll keep it real. I mean, I'll add some people on Snapchat if you become a big enough fan.
Facts.
Yeah, that's a tough one to get into. That's when you learn real Joe.
Yeah. All right, but thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in for week 2 of Champaign Papis. We appreciate it a lot. Thank you guys for thinking that we're entertaining enough for you to spend your time watching.
Yeah, I mean, we really do appreciate it. I know every other channel is going to say the exact same thing, but it's like we said, we just do this for fun. So anybody who's actually tuning in and listening to this part of the video, we love you. Like, we really do. So
we fuck with you heavy.
Appreciate you guys. Keep sharing us. Keep watching us.
Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know about any topics in the future you want to hear about.
Yep.
But besides that, take it easy. Have a good one.
ILO.
Sheesh. I not.